from International School of Business and Media, Pune, ISB&M. Now the topic which I'll be taking up today is management and leadership, manager and a leader. And I'm sure most of you all must be really confused, okay fine, what is this fellow talking? A manager is a leader, whereas a leader is a management. It's all the same. But guys, let me just tell you, a manager, whereas a leader, are both different things altogether. So many people who really confuse it, okay fine, he's a manager so he's a leader. A manager is indirectly a leader. A leader is a manager. And they really confuse, okay fine, what actually a manager is and who actually a leader is. So I'll be there to help you guys to know the difference between the term leader and difference between the term manager. So this is how it goes. I'm sure most of you all know management. It is the art of getting things done through other people, and it gets divided into different parts like your staffing, your leadership, your control, your directing, your organizing, your planning. Well, I'm sure I just missed it, or it actually comes right at the top. And leadership is a part of controlling. It comes under controlling, and it's a very small part compared to what a management is. I mean, it's really small. Management is a much more broader term compared to leadership. But then in today's world, what has happened is this word leadership, which is so small compared to management, or rather which is a part of management, has almost grown up and come at par with the management, right? It's almost come at the level of management. So it has really showed that find how important the value of leadership is in order to become a successful manager. And I mean, until and unless a manager is having this quality of leadership in him, it becomes really, really difficult for him to actually become a good manager, right? Now I'm sure again I'm using the word manager and leader, together, so most of you all can get confused. So I'll just tell you in very simple words what actually a manager does and what actually a leader does, okay? Starting off with the first example, I'll just take example of few small children, maybe kindergarten children crossing the road. And there are about 10 to 15 children crossing the road. So what happens? There is a person who is given a responsibility, who is given the task of making those children cross the road, right? And he is a bigger one. He is somebody who is experienced and maybe a teacher, right? Or maybe any of the faculty of that school, maybe any of the staff member of that school. And he is making the students cross the road, right? So what happens is, it's his task, it's his way of doing it. How does he make the students cross the road? So he is showing his manager skills. He is superior, whereas the other people are his subordinate. And he, being superior to everybody, he directs everybody that guys, this is how you people need to cross the road and come from this side to this side. This is what a manager does. Now what does a leader do? If the same thing has to be done by a leader, first of all, where does leader come into account? A leader would be one of those kindergarten students, maybe who is really capable of handling the rest of the students, rest of his classmates, rest of his batchmates, who's got qualities of leadership in him, who's got that responsibility factor, who's got that teamwork, who, whatever he says, all the other kindergarten students are going to listen to him. He is pointed out. He is asked to come out, and he is asked to lead the team. He is asked to stand right in front, and all the remaining kindergarten students to stand behind him. And he is given the task of making the other students along with him cross the road. So the other students gonna follow him. So he is not that superior, or he is not way beyond the remaining students. He is one of them, and he is given the task of leading a team of kindergarten schools. So this is what the difference between a manager and difference between a leader comes. A manager is given a group, he's got different resources, and he got to utilize those resources in order to make the things done. Whereas a leader is one of that factor, one of that component of the group who is actually leading the group, right? Who is actually the head of that group, and the group members are going to listen to the leader and going to come to different conclusions, right? Now, just focusing more on what a manager does is, manager always thinks from the organization point of view. A manager always has to keep the organization goals into account. Those are the main mission and the visions of the organization. He cannot think things from one perspective. A manager has to handle different departments, right? Now, once he is handling different departments, he's got to listen to the problem of one department, again the problem of other department, and come to a suitable conclusion by keeping the organization goal as a supreme factor. Whereas for a leader, the individual, or I'll say the short-term goals, the short-term missions and the visions are more important than an organizational goal. A leader can have one objective or one goal. Okay, fine, this is what you people got to achieve, and you are a team, so you people got to achieve this goal for me. Whereas a manager got to achieve the final goals for this leader. So this is what happens. I mean, for a leader, the short-term goals are much more important because his work is to be getting things done through his team. So that is what he focuses on rather than the management goals and the organizational goals. Coming up with the second point, what a leader does is, in simple words, a leader is somebody who makes you think, who makes a vision, who changes the mindset of the team members, who forces them to think and make them think that their dreams can come true, who makes them feel that their dreams can become successful if they work hard, if they do the things according to his way, according to the way they feel like doing. Now, a leader changes the mindset of the teammates. Now, if the teammates are thinking from a different perspective, you can become a good leader by changing their mindset altogether, by making them think the things which they don't know that they are capable of doing it, right? So this is what a leader does. He changes the mindset of the team members. He creates a vision and a mission at the back of the mind that this is what you people got to achieve and this is how you people got to achieve, right? He motivates them, he directs them, he controls them again, he performs the task of a manager. But then he has to get the work done through the different resources which is given to him. And he has to share with them. He has to share the different problems and he needs to come to a final conclusion by the team members. Now again, any of the team members have to think twice before going to the manager and talking, whereas he can just go to the leader and he can talk to him directly. So this is what management and leadership is all about, and this, I can say, is the difference between a manager and a leader. Thank you.